in terms of the Lok Sabha elections, remember it was phase 2 yesterday, and that did conclude in 88 constituencies across 13 states. But amid the intense heat conditions in several states, let's tell you that a voter turnout of 60.96% was recorded in the second phase of the Lok Sabha elections. Surprisingly, the turnout was lower than 2019 in most of the states, with the maximum voter turnout was recorded in Tripura at 77%, while the minimum was recorded in Uttar Pradesh at 52.91%. Now, urban voters in the Gautam Buddha Nagar and Ghaziabad parliamentary constituencies largely stayed away from the polling booths, with the two seats headed for their lowest turnout in the past 3 general elections. GB Nagar seat had recorded a voter turnout of 53.21%, while the Ghaziabad seat logged an missile turnout of 49.65%. The turnout in the second phase was dragged down by 49.29% polling in Mathura, an almost 12% drop from 61.3% in 2019 and 49.65% in Ghaziabad, which is down 6% from 5 years ago where it stood at 55.83%. Let's talk about Bihar. 5 seats of Bihar recorded the second lowest turnout among the states at 55.7%. In fact, over 7 percentage points lower than 62.9% recorded in these seats. The drop was the lowest, just 0.6 percentage points. Now, let's move to the south, with all 20 constituencies in Kerala recorded a drop of 7.5%. This time, just 70.3% turnout was recorded when compared to the 2019 polls where it stood at 77.8%. Now, if you're talking about the other state that, of course, went into polls yesterday, had to be Karnataka, where the state recorded 68.4% polling compared to the 69% in previous general elections, which means nearly half of Bengaluru's voters, that is the urban voters, did not turn up to vote in the Lok Sabha elections yesterday. The approximate voter turnout in Bangalore Central was 52.81%. When we talk about Bangalore North, it stood at 54.42% and Bangalore South 53.15%, essentially hovering just around the 50 to 55 mark. Bengaluru Rural was the only seat which saw a rise in voter turnout. This is actually not surprising because it generally does much better than the urban areas, with 65.72% this time. This is higher than 2019, that was 64.9%. That is, of course, in the overall schemes of the 14 constituencies that went to polls, and 68.07% voter turnout was reported from Karnataka. Now, of course, we have given you the lowdown of everything that happened with the Lok Sabha phase 2. Well, let's shift our focus now to another